We're coming to you from New York City this week, and CES Unveiled, the press preview, if you will, for the big upcoming 2015 International CES in January, where we launch our 20th year on the air, our 20th year covering CES. We're excited about it. 3 weeks worth of specials from Las Vegas. We hope you tune in for all of those. Meantime, visit us at intotomorrow.com. Check out the video of all of the radio interviews on this weekend's CES Unveiled broadcast, because there's so much to see. Our next guest is the tech guy for CEA. Now that says a lot, because CEA is the Consumer Electronics Association. So they're all tech guys and gals one way or another. But he's the official media spokesperson, which means we're official if we have him on the program, and we do as often as we can get him. He is Jim Barry. Jim, thanks for joining us again.
Nice to see you again, David, and welcome to New York. This is
thank you, James.
One of my favorite events of the year, as you know, the pre-CES, get the juices flowing. The local press here in New York, a few of whom don't get out to Vegas to the show.
Yeah, what a shame.
But this is a way to really kind of look at some of the stuff that's going to be on the show floor in Las Vegas in just 2 months' time, under 2 months' time.
But between you and I, you can't cover consumer electronics and not be at CES.
Well, you're absolutely right.
So
it is the center of the digital universe every January.
Yes, it is.
In Las Vegas. We had 160,000 people there last year, and we will again this year. And the other great thing
half of them were my staff. Anyway.
The other great thing about this Unveiled event here in New York is that we put on display some of the innovations honorees from the Innovations Awards. The new sign there says this is genius, and there are really genius kind of devices. And, you know, these really stem from the old Design and Engineering Awards that CEA has had for 30 years or more. And the products that are selected here are ones that really are outstanding for both, in some cases, for their design, other cases for their engineering, and in other cases for both. Some really cool products.
Such as? You even brought a couple with you.
Well, I brought a couple with me, one being a smart soccer ball. This is from Adidas.
Or as they say where it's from, Adidas.
Adidas,
Yeah.
I know that. And the thing about this
is, they make sneakers too.
Yes, they do. This is one of a growing number of smart sporting equipment.
Oh, yeah? What makes this smart?
Well, it has sensors in it. And this is also this Internet of Things, or the Internet of Everything, which was one of the big themes coming out of last January's show. As we said, I think back then, at last January's show, we had everything from onesies for babies to toothbrushes to crock pots to basketballs with sensors in them that really become a virtual coach. And that's what this
And don't forget the toothbrush.
Does. The toothbrush as well, yes.
We had them on the show, too.
So you have all of these things with sensors, the Internet of Everything. So then when they have sensors, they can connect to another device. They can connect to your smartphone for an app, or they can connect just to the cloud or to the Internet. In the case of this smart soccer ball or the smart basketball that was introduced last year at the show, 9450, they're actually back in innovations this year with an upgrade for that. And that smart basketball that comes with an app.
Does it bounce itself? Or
no.
Dribble?
But as you bounce it, the coach will coach you up, and you can do your dominant hand and your weak hand. The coach will tell you to dribble faster. He'll say 40 times in 20 seconds. And
now, where is the coach telling me this? Via my smartphone?
Via your smartphone, and in some cases, I've hooked the smartphone up to one of these wireless Bluetooth speakers.
And you get some real good coaching.
So then the coach and the voice of the coach, I think he's an old Princeton coach, but the coach will get on you.
Does
he'll say,
does
"Come
he
on."
curse at you?
No, he doesn't do that. This is positive reinforcement.
Good.
But it's really, it becomes a virtual coach.
Oh, sure.
Now, in both cases, so in the soccer ball, it will, and the upgrade with the 9450 with the basketball this year is it has a Google Glass kind of effect that will not only do what you're doing with that ball, but also the rotation of your shot, the angle of your shot, how quickly you get it off, all of those kinds of things. You can do that with a camera or with your smartphone as well.
Yeah.
But
if you've got sensors in a ball, for example, soccer ball, basketball, what have you, that are really giving you that insight That's got to be pretty cool.
It's excellent. I actually was on a television program in San Francisco this year, and and they had guests in the studio, and one of them came up to me afterwards, said that he's a basketball coach, high school basketball coach, and he said, I love this ball. I would use this. I would give it to one of my players who needed to work on a certain thing, and I'd say, work on this over, tonight, tomorrow, or over the weekend.
Homework with the ball.
Right, and then he could get it back off the phone, and we'd find out how he's doing. So, it gives you that, data that as we become more and more data miners in what we do every day. But it's the Internet of everything. So this is one of the neat things here. One other thing I brought along looks like a tiny little hearing aid, a little hearing device. But this one is from a company called Bragi, it's a speaker actually. It's headphones. It's a headphone, so you get two of those. It's not only headphones, but it also combines a lot of the biometric sensors in there that you would get, for instance, with a Fitbit or
So is this reading
Jawbone.
like my heartbeat?
It's reading a number of different biometric elements while you have this tiny little device in your ear. So, some of us don't want to wear the wristband, or we can't wear the wristband, or all of those kinds of things. This is another indication of the combination devices. Another device on the innovations. On the one display here, we have the best in each categories, and then you can also go to ce.org/innovation and see all of the innovations honorees. And there's some of them that we won't see here yet because they are embargoed. These are folks who want to keep theirs under wraps until
CES.
January, until
Gotcha.
CES. So we'll see more of those. But if you go to ce.org/innovation, you'll be able to check out all of the ones not only the ones that are on display here.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, there are so many categories of products too. I mean, you've got to be really motivated and pumped by the numbers of products that are award winners.
I think we have a record number this year, and the categories keep expanding as consumer electronics have expanded from, the old days you had TV, you had stereo, we had car stereo, we had all these things.
8-track and
we
were limited.
Right. But now when you think about, we have all these marketplaces at CES now where you have health and fitness, where you have the living in digital times area, where you have all of these different lifestyle uses of these electronic devices. So it's not about just the coolest gadget anymore.
Yeah.
It's about what we do with all of these while we're getting out on the cutting edge of the latest consumer electronics devices.
I love it. And like you, it's too bad we don't get excited about consumer electronics.
I know. It's the best, isn't it?
It is.
What better place to be from January 6th to 9th than in Las Vegas, seeing all of the greatest new electronics coming in.
Well, of course, you're teasing our audience, because unless you are in the consumer electronics industry or, like us, members of the media covering it, you can't go.
You can't
so
go,
they have to
but
depend on us.
You can depend on Into Tomorrow. You can depend on the web. The good news is you can have a virtual show now on the Internet.
True.
There's so many people blogging from there and tweeting from there. And then you've got folks like you. People can listen Into Tomorrow.
That's right, and have been doing it for 20 years. You guys haven't caught us yet, so we'll try to get another 20 years out of it.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Jim Barry.
Thank you, Dave.
Our pleasure. The official spokesperson for the Consumer Electronics Association. We're back with more from New York City and CES Unveiled. I'm Dave Graveline. This, the Advanced Media Network.